Today on People Now, Demi Lovato's fight for sobriety and how those closest to the pop star are committed to her recovery. It's this week's People Cover story.
5 years after his tragic death, Paul Walker's friends and family are opening up about the actor's lasting legacy and final days in a new documentary.
New details about Michelle Williams' secret marriage and what the newlyweds bonded over the most.
Chris Harrison and infamous Bachelor Nation stars Jordan and Tia give us a Bachelor in Paradise sneak peek you do not want to miss.
Plus, it's the movie that's going to stir up all the feels, Christopher Robin. It's about to hit theaters. Star Hayley Atwell telling us what she loved most about working with Winnie the Pooh and all his friends.
It's coming up today on People Now.
Happy Hump Day!
I hate when you say Hump Day.
Hump Day?
You're like camel. So stupid.
It's over.
You know I don't like Hump Day.
I don't really either. They always put it in there. Welcome to People Now. Great to see you. For all you superhero fans out there, we have a birthday to celebrate. We can all get behind this.
It is Aquaman, a.k.a. Jason Momoa's 39th birthday. So in honor of the big day, we want to know what your favorite gif is of the hunky star. Tweet us with the hashtag PeopleNow, and you may see it on today's show.
There you go. I'm in all the man's eyebrows. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't mind gifts of this man, so keep them coming.
Yeah, I just need to up the game on the eyebrows. All right, check in with your responses a little later. For now, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. We begin with this. In this week's People Cover story, a longtime friend of Demi Lovato's tells People exclusively that the star struggled daily with the pressure to remain clean. After Lovato's shocking overdose on July 24th, her friend says that the singer never wanted to be a role model. That source goes on to add, quote, her sobriety over the last 6 years was a fight every single day. And when Lovato did get clean, her team was very hard on her and, quote, treated her like she was a kid. The source explaining it's hard to have all these eyes on you all the time. Now, for years, Lovato has been transparent about her struggles with substance abuse, bipolar disorder, bulimia, and self-harm. After hitting rock bottom and going to rehab for the first time in 2010 at 18 years old, Lovato fought her way back with chart-topping albums and several sold-out tours. In March, the singer marked 6 years sober on her social media accounts, writing that she was so grateful for another year of joy, health, and happiness. Over the last year, though, Lovato yearned for more freedom and, according to her friend, slowly started breaking away from her tightly regulated life. Even though Lovato herself has said she can't be in a party environment, the source says Lovato thought she could handle it, and it became a very slippery slope. Now, since her hospitalization following that overdose last Tuesday, Lovato has been surrounded by her immediate family and ex-boyfriend Wilmer Valderrama. Sources told People on Monday she's expected to make a full recovery, but a source close to Lovato told People it's too soon to say what the next steps are in terms of entering treatment, and that those close to her are focused on, quote, getting Demi physically healthy. Now stick around. We've got more on Demi Lovato's high-pressure life as a child star. That is all coming up a little bit later on in the show. But now watch this.
Paul was always an actor who had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. He would just disappear.
I'll take that. Bye, Paul.
He'd always say, like, I wanted to be a park ranger, you know, make 28 grand a year and, like, live in the wilderness. That's really what he wanted to do.
5 years after actor Paul Walker's tragic death, his friends and family are opening up about his life and legacy in a new documentary. It's called I Am Paul Walker. Now, this week's People got an exclusive look at the film, and in it, Walker's mom, Cheryl, recalls the last conversation she had with her son just hours before his death. She says he was in the best spirits as he sat in her kitchen with his daughter, Meadow, talking about holiday plans. Walker was on a break from filming his hit franchise, The Fast and Furious' 7th movie, decided he wanted to pick out a Christmas tree that evening and decorate it with his 15-year-old daughter. Cheryl saying, quote, we were having this good conversation and he'd forgotten about an event he had. He got a text and said, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be somewhere. She says Paul rushed out the door to head to a charity event, not knowing that would be the last time she would see her son. Several hours later, when leaving the fundraiser, Walker decided to take a spin in a red Carrera GT Porsche driven by his friend Roger Rodas, and the car crashed. It exploded, killing them both, leaving Walker's loved ones devastated. The Walker family now honors Paul's memory whenever they can, especially on his September 12th birthday. The family's tradition is to go down to Huntington Beach, throw sunflowers in the ocean, and tell their favorite memory of Paul. The documentary I Am Paul Walker premieres August 11th on the Paramount Network. You can check that out there. Well, guys, one Florida mom is spreading the word about a popular children's snack that could be fatal to children, especially children with asthma. Rachel McKinney shared a passionate Facebook post that's now gone viral about Dragon's Breath. It's a cereal that's coated in liquid nitrogen. When eaten, it allows you to blow smoke out of your nose and your mouth, mimicking a dragon, and of course, hence the name. Now, McKinney says her kids split one order of Dragon's Breath at their local mall at the end of July, had a blast gobbling the whole thing up, but then on the car ride home, her son Johnny began coughing so bad he had trouble catching his breath. Johnny, it turns out, has asthma, and even though he's never needed an inhaler while out and about before, soon he couldn't breathe. His parents thought fast. They pulled into a nearby firehouse where EMT started Johnny on an albuterol treatment, hooked him up to an IV, and eventually needed to give him a shot of epinephrine and a steroid to get his breathing under control. He was taken to the hospital while all this was going on. Now, guys, he's now home and he's doing well, but McKinney shared her story as a cautionary tale for other parents out there. She says it didn't occur to her that this food could have the effect that it did on her son. She said he could have died, and she's urging parents to think twice about letting their kids eat the snack, even if they have just a mild case of asthma. She also warns to always keep inhalers with you, even if you've never needed it before. Like Johnny, she says you never know when you might need it. That's a really scary story.
Very scary story.
Yeah.
Goodness.
All right, more for us in Star Trek.
Yes, we're kicking off Star Trek with one big mommy transformation. Jenna Jameson is rocking an old pair of jeans and a slamming new bod more than 1 year after giving birth. The former adult film star has been sharing her weight loss journey since welcoming her third child last April. Jenna, who's always been real about her postpartum body, posted before and after pics on the gram, telling followers she credits the low-carb, high-fat keto diet as well as intermittent fasting for helping her shed extra weight. Jenna says she's lost 57 pounds since changing her diet, adding she feels happier, smarter, and more confident. The busy mama also thanked fans for their support, writing, "I want to let y'all know how much your amazing support means to me. I know you love me heavy and now, but your journeys inspire me to keep inspiring you." Well, Michelle Williams is married. In the latest Vanity Fair cover story, the actress opened up about her secret marriage to musician Phil Elverum, revealing that the two share a tragic connection. Michelle lost former boyfriend Heath Ledger to an accidental drug overdose in 2008, and Phil lost his wife Genevieve to cancer in 2016. A source told People, quote, "Michelle and Phil had an early spiritual connection that she's not experienced since Heath. They share some of life's most trying moments with deaths of loved ones and have related on many levels." The couple got married in the Adirondacks with only a few friends and each of their daughters present, and they're now living at Michelle's home in Brooklyn. Williams told Vanity Fair, quote, "Ultimately, the way he loves me is the way I want to live my life on the whole. I'm finally loved by someone who makes me feel free." The actress is notoriously private, but she reveals to Vanity Fair why she chose now to open up about her personal life, saying this: "I don't really want to talk about any of it, but what if this helps somebody? What if somebody who has always journeyed in this way, who has struggled as much as I struggled and looked as much as I looked, finds something that helps them? Don't settle. Don't settle for something that feels like a prison or is hard or hurts you. If it doesn't feel like love, it's not love." Well, sounds like this one is the real deal. Well, age is just a number for newly engaged couple Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas. There's 11 years between them, but a source told People that, quote, "The age difference is not a big deal. If anything, it makes Priyanka even more attractive to him. Nick is an old soul and has always been mature for his age." Now, it's been a fast-moving relationship, but they've managed to make family a priority. In early June, the couple attended Nick's cousin's wedding in Atlantic City, where Priyanka met Nick's brother Kevin and his wife Danielle, among others. And then just a few weeks later, they jetted off to her home country of India to meet Priyanka's mom. Chopra told People, "We're getting to know each other, and I think it was a great experience for him. It was really beautiful. He had a great time." And when it came time to propose, Nick did what, all guys do, just closed down to London's Tiffany store to buy the ring straight out of Sweet Home, Alabama. And if first comes wedding, then comes baby, maybe so. Priyanka told People, "In 10 years, I definitely want to have kids, hopefully earlier than that." And I think we're all just waiting to see a picture of that rock. Let's see it, guys. Let's show it. Those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. Bachelor in Paradise is right around the corner. We're talking to all the stars on what to expect and what they're nervous about. Plus, Bachelorette alum Ali Fedotowsky just dropped a marriage bombshell. She's revealing why she has not slept in the same bed as her husband in 2 months. We've got that story coming up.
All right, so in honor of actor Jason Momoa's birthday, let's check out your favorite gifts of him.
Here we go. Again, with the eyebrows.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. Oh, this is a good one. Just
a little Aquaman action. That's actually him, guys. All right, is there another one?
We got, ain't that the damn truth, Jason? Happy birthday. I mean, he is a beautiful man. Hashtag beautiful man, and he is a beautiful man.
Hashtag happy birthday, Jason Momoa. Thanks for making it impossible for all of us.
Keep those coming, you guys.
Yeah, but now we move on to this.
Kenny Chesney is opening up about the terrifying moment he lost contact with friends sheltered in his Virgin Islands home as Hurricane Irma ripped through the Caribbean, killing 38 people last September.
The country star remembers his friends sent him a video saying they loved him, but the storm quickly knocked out power lines, leaving him in the dark about their status.
Yeah, Chesney adds, "There was no internet, no cell towers, no power. I wanted to fly down the day after and take supplies, but we couldn't. Everybody was scared.
Yeah, Chesney finally got a text on the 6th day. All 17 friends and 5 dogs who had ridden out the ordeal in his laundry room had survived.
He remembers being in awe at the devastation after visiting that next week. He tells people, I literally wept in the helicopter. My heart broke. I knew a lot of people that I loved, and an island that I loved was really bleeding. We had to figure out a way to stop it.
Yeah, he immediately began mobilizing volunteers, launching the Love for Love City Foundation. It's a nonprofit aimed at funneling relief to St. John and the rest of the Virgin Islands.
The foundation eventually partnered with Big Dog Ranch Rescue and Victory Air, evacuating more than 1,400 homeless dogs.
Sadly, though, Chesney lost an 18-year-old pit bull mix soon after the storm. He says she was older, so it was timing more than anything. But on my next trip down, we took her ashes and said goodbye and scattered them in the ocean.
Yeah, and Chesney continues to help the Caribbean almost a year later, donating all of the proceeds from his new album, Songs for the Saints, to the foundation.
All they wanted was a chance.
Oh, shocker, another love triangle with Colton in it. Big surprise.
I don't really know what to say. I've just been overwhelmed every day.
Oh man, we all remember that moment from the Bachelor in Paradise tease. There's more drama to come between Colton and Tia.
We're all very excited to see how this all plays out. We caught up with Tia before her Paradise journey began. Here's what she had to say about her complicated status with the former pro footballer.
If I saw Colton come down the steps, I would honestly be nervous at first, at least just for that first conversation. And I would just have to feel it out. I'm a very vibey person, so I would just have to see how he feels, how I feels, and then we could move forward from there.
Kind of check the vibe, see what's going on. Of course, Tia was a part of Arie Luyendyk's season. Arie, now happily engaged to Lauren, they've already set a date for the wedding.
They are all in, but they're also a pretty polarizing couple, considering how everything went down with Becca. We all remember that. Tia says, though, the two are made to last.
I talked to Lauren when they announced their date and when they announced where it was, and told her that I was gonna crash the wedding because she announced where it was. But I'm so happy for them, and they honestly seemed so happy. And even though it was such a messy situation, it happened how it was supposed to. I hope it works out long term. I mean, I don't think anyone ever really expects for things to go badly, but yeah, I think they're kind of made for each other, so.
Another Bachelor couple made for each other, Ashley I and Jared, apparently. The two, of course, had quite the rocky romance before their engagement earlier this summer. Mr. Bachelor himself, Chris Harrison, saying it's been a long time coming.
God dang, that took me a long time. If you just got to be patient. I will deliver eventually, not always on time. I hope they make it down the aisle for a lot of reasons, because A, I love them both and they're good friends of mine. But B, could you imagine the just Mount Vesuvius type meltdown that we would all have to witness if Ashley doesn't make it down the aisle? But in all seriousness, could not be happier for them. I've talked to her for quite some time. I knew that this has been under wraps and under the radar for quite some time. I'm sure some of you guys did too in the tabloids, but I couldn't be happier. They seem to be very much in love and very much on Instagram. And I think that's really the true sign that you are in love, is that you're really Instagramming a lot.
I think it's the real deal. Chris Harrison knows best, you know? Now, it wouldn't be Paradise if we didn't have a few villains, and one of our favorites is male model Jordan.
Yes, Jordan opening up about his villain status and saying that he was just being himself, guys, golden undies and all.
I wasn't there to date the guys, you know, so for me it was all fair game. Like, I'm gonna throw shade at them, you know, it's not a big deal. Like, hey, I'm not here for you guys. Shade for you. And I was really sweet to the Bachelorette. So, you know, it's not like I was going around like slapping their tea over or anything, like, you know, knocking their coffees over in the morning. I was just myself. And if that's what gets me that villain, you know, image, then I can't help it.
I really like him. I've always loved him. When it comes to Jordan's love life, he has his eyes on a very specific Bachelor Nation alum. Any guesses?
Jenna could be the thing that ignites the feud between Jordan and David.
Jenna, it would be really cool to see Jenna. I feel like she's really she might be made for me. I couldn't picture anyone that could end up at Paradise that could make cuter mini-me's with, you know, like, her and I could make just the cutest little mini-me. So she's kind of curvy, which I like, blonde hair, blue eyes. She looks great. I watched a thing on Instagram where she licked a pack of cinnamon rolls. She had me from there. I mean, like, so I'm really pumped to meet her. Yeah, she's there.
Switching gears here. After Demi Lovato's shocking overdose last week, we're learning more about how the nonstop pace of her career clashed with her efforts to get clean and find inner peace.
Lovato's been famous for nearly her entire life. In the ripe old age of 7, she was a working actress on Barney and Friends, where she met future pop star Selena Gomez.
In her teens, she was a Disney Channel staple. I mean, who can forget the Camp Rock movies with Demi and the Jonas Brothers? But little did we know she was already in the throes of depression.
In high school, Lovato began drinking heavily. By 17, she was using cocaine, and at 18, her partying and reckless behavior prompted her first stint in rehab.
Like many former child stars, she's also the breadwinner in her family and ultimately calls the shots. The source says her mother is a very sweet person who had zero say. Even at 16, one day Demi was like, I'm paying the bills of this house. This is my house.
Wow, the source says that Lovato's mom, Diana, loves her daughter, wants her to get better, but a former member of the singer's inner circle says the pressure on Lovato has been enormous.
And that person thinks that Lovato, quote, needs to get out of this whole system that she's been in since she was 13. Demi never had a day off.
Another source agrees. They say this: if she wants to survive, she needs to get out of this business. Right now, her health and her life are at stake.
And we talked to another former child star, actress Mackenzie Phillips, on People Now on Tuesday. She's been very open about her own struggles with addiction and multiple stints in rehab over the years.
She told me her thoughts on being the young breadwinner for your family while also struggling to get clean, and whether she thinks Lovato can truly get sober while remaining in the entertainment industry.
It may be difficult and it may cause some issues, but you're talking about someone's life. You're not talking about a breadwinner. You're talking about a human being who's struggling with a real problem. And so people need to just let her do her thing and get well.
Do you find that, and as you even mentioned, you stepped away from acting and you went into care and into caring for other people. Do you think that it's possible to stay in the business and maybe, in Demi Lovato's case, this demanding schedule, and then also receive the right kind of treatment to remain sober?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. But it's a full-time job. I mean, it's something you really have to be mindful of all the time. But you can certainly be clean and sober and work and have a life and be a mom and you can do anything.
Yeah.
Like my active addiction limited what I could do, and now I'm free to do whatever I want because I've found out that my recovery is portable. I just take it with me everywhere I go.
It was really great hearing from her. She has such, personal insight into that whole journey. Of course, we wish Demi Lovato the best.
Yeah, all right, now switching gears to this. Bachelorette alum Arie Mano is getting really real about parenting.
Now, the mom of 2 just revealed to Entertainment Tonight that she and her husband, Kevin, have not slept in the same bed in 2 months.
The parents have a 2-year-old daughter, Molly, and welcomed son Riley this past May, so things are a little hectic in their house right now.
She explains that her husband hosts a morning radio show, so he sleeps in the guest room in order to get good sleep during the week, and then on the weekends, they still sleep separately so he can have enough energy to be super dad during the day with their 2-year-old.
Meanwhile, Arie says she sleeps in their room with their newborn because he wakes up all night.
Arie also reveals that because of all the baby stress, her marriage has actually suffered.
She says, quote, it's a lot. A relationship suffers. I'd love to say, oh yeah, me and my husband are passionately making out on the side with our 2 kids. I'm not even sure I've made out with my husband in a really long time.
So thankfully, the TV personality knows this period is temporary. She says that the 2 love each other so much that right now the kids must come first, but that they'll have to eventually put their relationship first.
I mean, I love how honest she is. I feel like a lot of couples go through this.
Oh,
I like that she's opening up about it because people can relate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anyone that's gone through the kid thing, it's such a challenge. I remember some of my closest mentors said, like, look, this is what fighting for your marriage is about.
Yeah.
And eventually you got to put your relationship first in order to be the best parents. So good for them for knowing it's temporary. You do what you have to do. Yeah. And it gets better, guys.
Yeah. All right, now let's take a look at this.
Come on, let's bounce! It's always a sunny day when Christopher Robin comes to play.
Silly old bear.
So cute. Your favorite characters from the 100-Acre Wood are all back in the new movie Christopher Robin. Well, we had a chance to sit down with the film star Hayley Atwell, who got to have some fun acting beside the beloved characters. Take a look.
There was one improvised moment where I ended up, I don't know why, but I was handing Owl a sandwich, and then he was like, "Oh no, thank you," and I was like, "Are you gluten-free?" And then going, "No, that doesn't really make sense." And then I had this thing about, I really wanted to find out from Kanga where Rue's dad was, and and commend her for being a single parent.
Were you able to improvise a lot?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the script is so beautifully constructed by very talented writers, and it's pitched beautifully. And me wanting to know about, single parent Kanko and gluten-free owl was kind of not in their tone, and I really understand that.
Of course, you can't watch a scene from the movie without taking note of how adorable the animals are, and Hayley said that was not lost on the cast. Watch.
It was like, we'd rehearse it, we'd figure out what we're doing, and then if the director would be like, okay, let's bring in the animals, and everyone would go, oh, like they were puppies. Yeah, we were like, oh. And I have a little dog who was welcome on set, so my dog would made up one of the stuffy friends as well. Like, would sit next to Pooh and just chill out like she was one of them.
We saw the picture of your dog with Pooh. So has the fame gone to your dog's head?
Yeah. I feel like they might run off into the sunset together.
Oh, so there was maybe a romance.
There was a beautiful painting that the art department made for me that the director had commissioned, which was of Pooh Bear and my dog, and they're both wearing matching red jumpers and no pants. And I was like, with friends like these, who needs pants?
Yeah.
And they were, it was, yeah, he definitely looks like he could belong in that world.
I mean, that'll get you emotional, a film about Winnie the Pooh and the little animals.
Honestly, I'm almost just watching the footage is enough for me to like get nostalgic and misty.
Yes.
Over here. Let's check in on our Jason Momoa gift in honor of the actor's
without
birthday.
doing this, all right?
Here we go. Lisa, just doing that one. Yeah, it's a
Yep,
good one. No, on the set there, it's like behind the scenes shot.
Oh, that's the best one yet. So hot. I was like, should I be more respectful here? But
Here's a comment. How's he so big? He's got huge shoulders.
I don't know. He's just.
By the way, the eyebrow scar apparently is from a bar fight that he was in like several years ago. He got hit over the face. So it's real deal.
Pulling up the fun
Yeah, it's not. Well, I was so fascinated. That's what I'm most fascinated with.
Did you look this up or do you just know it?
Looked it up because I'm so fascinated with the eyebrows. It's the most distinct thing in my book. Anyway, we'll be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now. Come on back at noon Eastern for that. And coming up tomorrow, Ann Dowd is here live to talk about her Emmy nominations. Very excited to have her. What we can expect for season 3 of The Handmaid's Tale.
I'm obsessed with Ann Dowd. Also obsessed with her. Orange is the New Black star Dasha Polanco is opening up about filming The Intense season 6. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.